Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we will be reviewing Forbidden Fortress.
Howdy, everybody. Tonight we're reviewing the Shadows of Brimstone core set Forbidden Fortress.
Yes, that is exactly what we're doing. We played this game a few times over the course of the month. It was
a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
it's a lot tougher for me. I'm a gun guy. I'm a long range guy. I like shooting, especially
There's bows
with,
in the game.
when you're faced with hordes of
No,
monsters.
we didn't have those the first time, but still.
For me, it just seems like a wise choice to have some ranged characters in the mix, and so for me this was a bit of a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. The four characters you get in the base set that we'll go over in just a minute are pretty cool. I changed my opinion about at least one of them during the course of the games. The rule book is, I would say, more than 3/4 the same as the rule book from Cities of the Ancient and Swamps of Death.
Aside from new sideback tokens, which
Character stuff, fluff, lore about the game world and things like that. A lot of the missions are the same except the latter half, which is Belly of the Beast, which we did not play yet. We will play that
and we'll do a separate review of it.
either later this month or a couple of months down the road because our schedule's getting tighter as we get closer to summer. The adventure book, again, lots of nice artwork.
But that's usually the case.
Yeah, well, I think the artwork's getting better over the course of the last couple of, box sets.
It obviously wouldn't get worse unless
Yeah.
they got a different person
Right.
to draw it.
Right.
I don't know how they're going to do that.
Like we said, we didn't do the Belly of the Beast. A good portion of the early missions are right out of like I said, Swamps of Death and City of the Ancients. The town travel hazards and things like that are different, but
I
a
will
little
say-
kind of similar.
We haven't done it every individual mission in that book.
No, we still have a few to go before we even go to the Belly of the Beast, which
But
neither of us are looking forward to. It's just
some of the artifacts look like they're
but out of
okay.
all the game worlds they have to choose from, traipsing around inside the innards of some god awful gigantic beast just sounds just.
Like something you don't feel like doing.
I just can't get into it. It just sounds nasty in every aspect. The bodily fluids that this monstrosity must have got to be ungodly to say the least. So let's go on to the characters,
Ignore that.
starting with the samurai. A little guy playing the samurai. He's a big melee fan and
Well, I like both. I mean, when we did our main Western party, I accidentally turned the doc into a melee character,
yes.
which you're not supposed to do.
Well, I think you kind of don't have a choice.
Well, I think he's not supposed to be either.
That's probably true. It's a solid character.
Pretty good.
No complaints. The fury abilities and things like that
They're
are.
pretty good.
It's definitely well within the theme of.
It definitely helped some of the ones that I got.
Yeah, you saved a bacon in the last fight. It was
Yeah.
definitely. Let's
Oh yeah.
bring him out. The little guy here painted just about every piece in this set this time. I did a little bit of work, but for the most part,
Every piece.
I was working on some other stuff.
You did.
I usually check his work and maybe fix a little thing here or there, but for the most part, he did 90% of all the paint job on this set. I am working on some of the stuff from the Kickstarter.
And we haven't finished painting everything.
No, and we always have a little bit left to do somewhere down the road. But I'm working on some pieces from the Kickstarter bonus items for when we play later. Then we go on to the ninja, of course,
Assassin.
my favorite. They call it an assassin. Who are they kidding? It's a ninja. It's a very fun character. My friend in Arizona affectionately calls it a can opener, and it definitely came in handy fighting some of the things that we had to fight with the higher defense. The shuriken, completely.
Useless?
I wouldn't say useless, but
Well, how can it be completely?
completely, almost completely forgotten by me while I was playing it. It just they
I
seem
thought you
so.
said you liked range.
I do like ranged, but they just don't pack enough oomph for my liking. Maybe I wasn't using it right, but other than that, I really enjoyed the ninja character. I've always had a thing for ninjas. That's
Yes, I think we're very, very aware of that.
But it's a nice, well-rounded character, and depending on which starting ability you pick and which skill tree you go down, the ninja definitely in the first game at least stole the show, kind of like the gunslinger will in City of the Ancient, where the character
not
just
City of the Ancients, City of Brimstone.
right, it just racks up
City of the
XP.
Ancients is just. Well, actually, yeah, it is shitty. It is. It's hard to talk with this thing. City of the Ancients.
Yes,
It does have the gunslinger, and Swamps of Death does not. So technically, you are correct. It is City of the Ancients.
those two characters tend to gather a lot more XP and a lot faster.
Probably because they're faster.
That could be it, and just their offensive abilities allow them to kill a little bit easier, and that's where you get a lot of the XP. And so this one sort of stole the show in that respect, not necessarily doing the most flamboyant or memorable actions, but just really getting a lot of XP through kills. The sorceress or sorcerer, depending on which side you play, was a lot better than I was expecting. I didn't like the having to roll. He ran the sorceress.
Because I like spells.
Who doesn't like spells?
Well, it's because I wanted to try them. Is more accurate.
Yeah, I was leery about the having to roll to get a spell to actually work.
But what other option did they have? I mean, they could have just stolen the Dungeons and Dragons thing, but I like it.
He managed to pretty much, I think, every time your spell worked, right? Or spell.
I only used 2 spells, and it was the same spell each time.
Right.
And it has a very low chance. It's technically 50-50. Roll 2 dice and it's 6+, so it's a bit better.
Right.
But in reality, I highly doubt that.
Most people will get that
especially
lucky.
Considering I'm lucky.
Oh, okay.
Considering I also had as my main. It is good.
It definitely felt like a kind of a first level wizard from a lot of other games, but in the long run, this character
be really good.
Yeah, it definitely is better than I thought.
And the character that is much better than he thought.
The traveling monk was a lot better. You being able to add the key to basically bandage rolls and things like that for healing is a big help, especially in the early levels of the game where you need someone to be healing the party. Even though we didn't take as many bandages as we could have, the ones that we took and his ability to add to them is definitely a lifesaver. In combat, there's a lot of other characters that are better.
Is Temple of Shadows its own corset?
It's kind of like a 3/4 corset.
Okay. That's the term.
Definitely.
It is exactly the term.
The health and sanity is a nice bonus, having those extra 2 points. It's definitely a little bit extra to offset. It's pretty lackluster rolls to hit and things like that. But otherwise, I was out of all the characters, this one is the one that surprised me the most.
He was contemplating using one character that he is the one character, like the only character in the game that I don't like. All the characters I like.
Yeah, I almost thought about running the sumo instead of the monk.
You're saying it.
Yes, I'm going to say it. But we decided against that just because we wanted to keep this review strictly from the core set perspective.
Yeah, and I feel like it's better to do that than to add anything else.
Yeah. Let's go into the monsters. We'll start with the Dishonored Dead.
Because they are probably the weakest. We're not using the acidic tentacles because we didn't use them. The reason we didn't use them is because I feel like they actually feel more like a Belly of the Beast exclusive
Yes,
enemy.
I would agree.
Because not only their base looks, we didn't finish them, but the base is
Yeah,
like
it looks like
that's
it's popping right out of the skin, if you will.
not skin. Skin
But-
is not the right.
Well, yeah, tissue. But yeah, it's a nasty beastie that we didn't use that or the acidic tentacles or what was the other one? I think that's all they give you in the base set.
Yeah, there's nothing else we didn't use. There's one enemy we didn't fight, but we did use it. Like
Yeah.
we did put it in the deck.
We'll
We
get
just didn't fight it. We'll get to that.
I don't know if these are as tough as your basic undead from Swamps of Death or not, but
I mean they. Let me swap the card over. No, they're nowhere near as bad. What makes the zombies?
it's the 5 defense, right?
What makes the zombies and the swarm as well as bad as they are is their defense. They have 5 defense, but only on brutal. The swarms always have 5 defense. I'm pretty sure. Because we fought them using like a party we made when we created all the characters like by ourselves. We didn't actually like use any characters that existed. We made our own. We might talk about that if you want to. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, once we
We-
have something to show them besides the miniatures we used. We have
Yeah.
some like mock-up cards and stuff. Not the scariest monsters that we've ever faced
Yeah,
playing this
because
game.
isn't that where we fought the void swarms?
I think you're right. Yeah.
And it was a first level party, or maybe it was mainly a second level party, but that still doesn't change anything.
Yeah, they're a terrible monster. Let's go on to the Tengu.
Yes, the Tengu, they were. Hey.
Yeah.
That.
Biggest thing we learned from fighting these is hang on to your grit until you bump into these guys. You're gonna want grit, just so those every time you roll a 1, you can grit that and not
Isn't
actually.
it that they?
Yeah, if you roll a 1, they get to hit you.
Yeah, that's.
It's basically like a fumble. Because you rolled so low, they get a free attack when they may have already just attacked you, especially with a 7 initiative. The health of 5 is not so bad. Defense of 3, you'll get through. But, you know,
they're not the hardest to kill. It's just the fact that when you roll bad, which isn't that often, but if you do roll bad, you want to grit it.
yeah, especially if you are unfortunate enough to roll like 2 1s with one of your attacks and you have no grit. Suddenly, instead of actually doing anything to them, they're doing more damage to you.
Which
So
is not
kind
something
of
you
a sneaky, underhanded.
I didn't finish painting them yet, but almost.
Yeah, I'm gonna add some more sand and rocks to the bases. I usually do the bases of all the
The
miniatures.
sand
it's
is
just-
kind of falling off.
yeah, because I just did them this afternoon. They should have dried a little more.
Oh, there's still one down. Oh, hexagon.
Let's go
Oni.
on to Oni.
Yes.
I like these a lot.
I like painting them.
Yeah,
He
he-
painted some of them too.
I kind of started painting one of them. He did a really good job, I think. There's a little sand coming off on this one too. They're tough. They're big bad monsters. I wouldn't go so far as to lump them up with the night terrors, which I thought were a lot more difficult
But they're
to fight.
definitely meant to be.
They're
the same,
very close.
like they're the same size because. Forbidden Fortress is a bit different because it doesn't have any small enemies. It just has medium enemies that are weaker, like really weak medium enemies.
Right.
That's all they have. They don't have like a bunch of not medium, small.
Like the void.
Spiders.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I just couldn't find that word in my brain. Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
No, they're
They're a
not
lot of fun to
spiders.
put together. A lot of fun to paint.
Bugs. Anyways,
And they're not gonna send you packing for the hills if you run into a group of 3 of them. Maybe at first level if you get that unlucky.
Yeah, I don't like. I feel like if we ran into 3 of them at first, we would not have made it.
Yeah.
They are. It was difficult. We did fight a harvester in the first mission.
Yes, we did.
I forget the herring goes in here.
Oh, you're right.
I'll go get that.
Okay.
Which is surprisingly the only like really powerful enemy we fought.
Yes,
We did not fight the living statue.
We did not fight the living statue.
I'm not sure if that's lucky or unlucky. Yeah.
I'm sure we were very lucky not to bump into the living statue. This is a nasty beastie. She may look, I'm not going to say harmless, but
not as bad as a living statue.
Unlike this guy.
Are you kidding me? I leave.
Down.
I leave the.
Once a month, he's got to show up.
Yeah.
I think it's in his contract. So
once a month. Let's just make him happy. Screw it.
No.
Okay.
No. Down.
Dog.
Yes, you're a sweetheart, but you need to go.
Dog, we would like you to not be here.
You need to go down. Oh my goodness! Sorry, folks.
He's left. He has left.
He made his.
I am never making that mistake again. Until next month. No, I'm gonna try to not make that mistake again.
Her ability to smack you with her hair, in addition to all of her other attacks and nastiness, really almost took out our entire party all by herself.
Well, it didn't. The first time we fought them, which was with the Oni and the Harvester, was only the not strong version.
Yes, that's right. And we almost, I think the monk went down once.
I think he did.
Let's bring her out. We're, again, not done painting her either because we've
and
totally...
he was the one who painted it.
Yeah, I actually did most of the work on her and gave her
a
bunch of...
paint the base, but who cares?
Pile of skulls just to, frighten off the...
Did we use any of the, alternate versions?
No.
Oh, we just used the main one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kind of.
Definitely watch out for this beastie.
It's been a while since I've seen the other cards.
It's definitely...
Been a few days since we played.
It's definitely a memorable battle, to say the least, when you run into one of these. Of course, 20 plus 5 health per party member, bumping her up to 40 health, is going to make for a long, drawn-out battle. And,
yeah, which it did.
And, our healer went down really quick. And I think it was... the only reason we survived was because the samurai used an attack that actually did damage to us, and it was literally by the skin of our teeth we made it through.
Also, I did a thing that makes it so the Haringo only targets the samurai,
right?
But they do more damage against each other.
And his samurai literally...
I feel like if it wasn't for me having that ability, we would have lost our party.
But think about how close it was.
The third game.
The two party, I think you hit 2 of our party members, and they had 2 health each when you did it, dropping them down to 1 health. Had it gone any other way, 3 of the party members would have been down.
On our first game. The other games that didn't happen because the sorceress did a spell that does a fire thing that's really good. Completely destroys any defense.
So it was definitely a memorable battle, and we're not going to be looking forward to fighting a tougher version of this particular monstrosity. The living statue. Did you break that out?
Yes, we didn't fight them.
We didn't fight it. 3 different versions, I believe there are, of this creature.
and we're assuming that one of the other ones is worse than this. That's why I said that, because we did fight the regular one. It was bad, but some of the abilities were good. I'm assuming that some of the other special versions are harder. At least one of them is harder, I'm assuming. Or at least we will have more trouble with, considering how we do things.
Again, this is going to be a big, tough battle. It's going to have, on a standard party, it's going to have, 41, 42 health.
Assuming, because
that's
what it says there.
Yeah.
But
and, it being able to toss your party around like rag dolls. Fortunately, its melee attack at 5 means it's going to miss a lot, and hopefully, when it does hit for 5 points, you're kind of above first level, I'm hoping, because...
But if you run into it the first time, because there are 3 versions, I feel like the wood one is the objective and weakest.
You think so?
Because you just, if you choose a fire spell, which I did, I chose fire and lightning, I think. I
Yes,
don't
yeah,
remember.
it was lightning.
And I did that. Well, if you do that, I didn't do it, but because we didn't fight him. But I assume if you use any fire ability, the wood one's very flammable. The stone one has high defense. I think it has a 5 defense.
Yeah, we won't be fighting one of those for a while.
We may or may not just put it back if we get it.
We'll decide to just
Run away.
Yeah.
No, that's
we've yet to run away from a game or battle yet. We tend to usually let them, walk into our gunfire. So
but
with this particular
we do
game,
not have that.
So we're learning a lot of new
Until
tricks
we go
and a lot of new
into other worlds and
strategies.
stuff, because then there's not there.
Yeah, and hopefully that will be for a while, so we can get a good dozen games out of this box set before we move into some of the expansions. He did a really nice job on this one. We decided to
I
paint it a
painted it
little
a
bit.
long time ago.
Yeah, before we started playing.
Well, actually, I think I painted it at the same time I painted Belial.
Yeah, I think so. That was.
But I just didn't mention it because I knew we were gonna use it here. I was anticipating that we fought it. I want to say luckily we didn't.
You're right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
I did once again add some Hearst Arch rubble pieces to the base. That's usually my gig, like I said, doing the bases.
Yeah.
But other than that, he did a really nice job on it. Made it kind of rusty looking, and
I'm surprised how good the rust paint is.
really, really not looking forward to meeting a metal version of this or a stone version.
I feel like the stone ones. I know the metal one does bleeding damage, but that's nowhere near as bad as having 5 defense, yet also having 40 health.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, you definitely.
42.
It's one of those things you want to wait until
42.
you've got a couple levels under your belt.
But not too much, because you don't want to go to brutal, because if it's in brutal, it's still defense 4, but it's a lot more health.
And a lot more damage.
Luckily, there are spells which
Melee and range don't change though. That's interesting.
it's
It's just tougher. Yeah. Okay.
abilities.
All in all, though, we had a lot of fun playing Forbidden Fortress. We will be playing a bunch more games of this, although
Especially whenever we do the, the whatever. It's
I
called.
forgot to mention before we go.
Map tiles, you like them.
This is probably my favorite set of map tiles. The artwork in this set,
Probably because they had better stuff.
things like this, it just really set the mood. You really, believe you're inside an actual building. The perspectives, the artwork is just, like I said, it's my favorite map tiles so far. Everything about it. Let's see if I can find some of those.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
It just really sets the mood. The only thing we haven't done to set the mood just a little bit further is to play the CD, which we have yet to mention in any of our
Because the
reviews.
reason, there's a CD. The reason why is because for this one we just found music because we didn't use we didn't have the CD player.
Yeah, our CD player. We were just being lazy. And
Yes, that's before when we first started playing this game, we did use them.
Yeah,
We weren't sure if this one had its own. I tried to look for it. Doesn't exist.
online, you mean?
Yeah. It's here. We
Because
wouldn't use it.
we really enjoyed the first CD in the base, City of the Ancients and Swamps of Death CD.
I almost wish that they released one that's just one for each other world, like a single song for each other
I'm
world.
right there with you. If they sold them separately, we'd buy them. We played the heck out of the first CD.
And it'd be even better if they had maybe 2 for each
Yeah.
other world.
Yeah,
Or maybe
if they were to keep making CDs, we keep buying them. We
'Cause they're all
enjoyed them a lot. It's something no other game that I'm aware of has ever done. There are soundtracks and things like that Dungeon Masters often play in the background. I know I've done it before, but this is the first box game that I've ever bought
that has
that
one
had a
in
CD
it.
in it. It really helps you get in the mood. And the only bad thing I can say about them is they're too short. We've played the same CD 10 times in a game, because some of our games actually last 8 hours.
8 hours?
Okay, 6 or 7.
That includes the setup time.
Yes, but we've thoroughly enjoyed it. The entire box set is definitely a worthwhile addition to our collection, hopefully yours. If you guys have a favorite expansion, let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And we will be back next month with a review of...
Possibly the Western Town.
Yes, we've been dreading that. I've had the Western Town as long as I've had City of the Ancients, and after reading some of the things in it, I was like, this is a lot tougher than it should be. So we're going to try and do that in our all-Western month, which will be in April.
We hope.
Yeah, if everything goes according to plan, which it never does, that's what we'll be doing next month, and we'll give you an update at the beginning of the month like we did this month. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, enjoyed the game, and we will see you guys Thursday for a brand new craft. So have your craft sticks handy.
Yes, I'm not sure if I forgot to update the comment in the previous video where we announced everything that will be. It is extremely hard to talk in this thing, just so you remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, good night.
See you guys later.